subscribe.
So welcome back into day 7. Now, essentially through this exercise, we're not only creating the conditions for sort of a mindful sleeping state, we're also creating the conditions for a mindful waking state. And the two things aren't really so different. They may feel very different to us because we're conscious of one and not conscious of the other. But there's a pattern here. If we can start to create moments, more moments of being present throughout the day, almost like sort of dot to dot, we start to create a sense of stability of awareness throughout the day, then that carries into the night. The two aren't really separable, which is why I think so much of the science seems to show that by learning mindfulness on a daily basis in this way, it still impacts at nighttime. Whereas if we sort of allow the mind to run all over the place throughout the day, then of course the experience, the cause and effect, when we lie down at night is to experience the impact of that. And it will feel as though the mind is still running around, kind of very busy. So there's a real incentive to be more mindful, or to remember to be mindful in more moments throughout the day. And when we do that, that will carry through into the evening and into the night. Right now, though, take a moment to get comfortable, eyes open, and when you're ready, just taking some nice big deep breaths. And with the next out breath, just gently closing the eyes, starting to become more aware, those points of contact, body on the chair, on the floor, hands and the arms resting on the legs. Just settling in to the space around you, noticing the different sounds. And when you're ready now, just starting to scan down through the body. Just noticing any strong emotions as well. As always, as you scan down through the body, starting to notice the breath. Remember, if you can't feel the breath, you can just gently place your hand on your stomach. And as you rest your mind on that sensation, just reminding yourself of why you're doing this and just noticing whether there's a gentle, spacious quality to that motivation or a slightly more firm, determined approach, recognizing that the former is preferable to the latter. So just bringing the attention back to the top of the head now. Having scanned down once today, just getting a general sense of how the body feels. Now going to scan down in a bit more detail. Remember the scan, it's as though it's happening and we're just sort of keeping pace with it. It gently moves down through the body. For many people it can help to imagine almost sinking down into the body. There's a real, genuine sense of mind and body being together in that way. And we're listening to the body, noticing, being curious, interested. So each time the mind wanders off, just realizing it's wandered and gently coming back to that physical sensation as you continue to scan down through the body. Remember, it's quite normal to get caught up in thoughts, even about the exercise, maybe even doubts about the exercise. That's fine. As soon as you realize that you've been thinking, just gently bring the attention back again as you continue down through the lower half of the body now, down towards the toes. Remember, as you scan down through the body, it's almost as though the scan is happening at its own pace, its own speed. We're just keeping up with it, noticing the different sensations, remembering to notice even the smallest parts of the body. And when you reach the end of the toes, just letting the mind go. So just gently bringing the attention back to the physical points of contact between the body and the chair or the floor, wherever you're sitting. Just starting to notice sounds, just bringing yourself back into the space around as you open your eyes in your own time. Enjoying the experience of having taken a bit of time out for yourself. Knowing that it affects people around you just as much as it affects you yourself. And I know yesterday we started this conversation around having the mobile in the bedroom. And I know for many people there's a lot of resistance to this, even though there's the acknowledgement that it kind of gets in the way of sleep or interferes in sleep in some way. There's still a resistance to it. And that's perfectly normal. We are actually, for most people, we're quite addicted to checking our phone. Every time we check it, we kind of get a bit of, it's normally a release of dopamine. So it's almost like an addictive type quality. It's almost like we're getting kind of rewarded every time we check it. So if we do that throughout the day, then it's only natural that at night time it might feel a bit strange that it's not there to hand and that we can't kind of check it. But it's worth asking ourselves whether that's a useful addiction. And if we're truly committed to finding a restful space where we can sleep and really start to feel better throughout the day as a result, then, can we afford to be checking the phone throughout the night? I suspect for most people, probably not. So, again, it's not a must, but it's a really kind of strong recommendation that you maybe look at an alternative, that you think about getting an alarm clock, that you put the phone outside of the room. Those messages will wait for the morning for sure. And hopefully, as a result, you'll get a much better sleep as well. I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 8.